Mikhaiel. Mikhaiel. Yes. And we wanted to ask you a question. Today is March 18th, 2020. And we wanted to ask you a question, you and the Celestial Nine and the interdimensional light beings, about the state of the world and the coronavirus, and any messages that you would like to share with us that could help us in our awakening process during these times.
Okay. Well, the coronavirus pertains and is interrelated with a dream world or the three-dimensional field of perception. If we understand this 100%, then the coronavirus and anything in this dream world or universe can be transcended. Here the person will understand that paying too much attention to the coronavirus or any other kind of virus or disease or thought related to this world is just a waste of time, since it does not exist. The only thing that exists is your incredible expansion. The only truth is the reality of who you really are. This purity, this cleanliness, this crystal clear awareness cannot be stained or touched by anything. So right here you understand that you are omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent, all-pervading. You are all-powerful. This understanding takes you to a non-fear state. And this fearlessness makes the world that you project and the physical body that you project and have had created very powerful and pristine. Also clear, like the awareness, that pure awareness that you are. The physical body reflects who you really are. Therefore, the physical body becomes very strong and immune, 100% immune to the dream diseases, including the coronavirus. So what we are trying to say here is that if you believe in yourself, if you believe in your power, nothing will be able to penetrate the auric field that your soul is projecting. This auric field is so powerful that does not let any kind of information, because this virus is vital or mental, I say, mental information. Everything that is surrounding you, this wall, the roof, the floor, everything in this world, everything in this universe, the stars, everything is made by your magical mind. We are not talking about this limited brain, but the magical, collective mind. Then you can say that the subatomic particles, the atoms and molecules, are pieces of mental information. Therefore, viruses are also composed by these molecules, by these atoms and subatomic particles. The conglomeration of them forms this molecular structure of this thing that you call virus. But really, it's just mental information that can be programmed. So now you can see, collectively, your society, the human race, is being programmed to be afraid of this mental information, which is empty. Because if you go inside of an atom or a subatomic particle, you will realize that inside there is only emptiness. So we came here not to so much to tell you to take all these precautions, which is okay because precautions have to be taken for the people that believe that this is a real world, for the people that are programmed to be afraid. So then, you have to take some precautions. But we are here to tell you something else, because you already know about precautions, and we are not against them. But we are here to empower you, so you can believe again in yourself and stop believing on fear. And fear pertains to the future or to the past. But in the present moment, fear does not exist. And now let's switch the channel. Let's go into the dream world. Because yes, in the dream world there is this program or programming which shows a certain virus that is going around. We can take this seemingly negative thing and we can work with it. And now, in this precise moment, there are a lot of light beings in Earth and some other corporeal beings also that are not human working. We can say that the virus, in a way, has stopped the world. For some reason, some people in places of power are afraid, because this virus also can destroy some molecular conglomerations of certain individuals from a particular race. So the world had to be stopped. To protect certain interests. Not our interests, but then we came in. And we are taking this adventurous moment to work on people's belief systems, which have been keeping them enslaved, in prison. We came here in this moment in which people are taking a break. A wonderful break that in a way circumscribed them inside a house. But at the same time you can see something is going on out there. There is less pollution. Also, there is a pollution that was coming from the sky, from airplanes. This is not happening now. There were other kinds of pollution. Some kind of mental pollution that is also kind of dissolving. When I talk about mental pollution, we are talking that all the problems that people used to have and they were taking so seriously, now, because this bigger problem came on top of them, they are kind of leaving aside anger, sadness, fear related to these other problems. And the whole world is being focused into one direction. Even though there is still fear, this fear is soon going to subside. And here's where we came and began to change the energy of the world, the energy of Earth, and also there are other energies coming from space.
What do you mean by that? Other
Energies.
beings from other planets?
There's also something like this happening, of course. But we are talking about celestial bodies. Now the Earth is very attractive for all beings. The Earth, in a way, was not evolving. So what it had to be done is to push a reset button. And you see, when a computer, which has buttons and certain screen in which you can read words or see images, isn't that a computer?
Yes.
When this computer begins to stall
Glitch.
or glitch, then what it has to be done is to reset you, turn it off for a moment. And sometimes you have to count. Not sure for how long, but you have to count, because you cannot turn it on immediately. It has to be off for a moment. And then you can turn it on, and the computer begins to work better. So right now, a reset button has been pushed. And all the people that were distracted and trying to escape their own pain, their own traumas, because there is a confusion and a misidentification with the ego structure, they finally cannot go into, how do you call it, when you go into these places in which you watch a certain
Movie theater.
a movie theater, or go into a place where people are singing, etc., etc. All these places, people go eat something sweet, drink, etc., etc. We have nothing against this. We have nothing against it. But people are trying to distract themselves because they are carrying so much trauma. And we feel bad about it. But sometimes this trauma has to be faced. You have to look at it. Because if watching movies and seeing concerts or whatever escape, eating certain foods, drinking certain drinks, if that was the cure, we would support that 100%. But this is not the cure. The person still unconsciously or in an unconscious level, the person still suffers.
Can I ask a question?
Just one second.
Yes.
This suffering, this fear, this sadness, all this will make the immune system weak, especially if you keep pushing it down, if you do not deal with it. So we want you to have a strong immune system. We want you to be autonomous. A person, a human being, a superhuman being that has such a strong immune system that can be even injected with any kind of disease, bacteria, virus, and will be completely immune without needing anything extra. And this is only possible if you deal with whatever you have pushed down. Yes, question.
Thank you. Is this process that we're going through now at this particular point in time on planet Earth with the coronavirus and the political upheaval and everything have to do with the awakening process and the quantum leap of consciousness of all human beings on the planet?
Yes, yes, this is the reset button that will catapult human beings into a different reality altogether.
So there's a lot of talk about moving from 3D into 5D altogether, skipping 4D, and a lot of us don't understand exactly what that is. Is that pertaining to this experience, or is that irrelevant?
We can say that it is relevant. However, we are experimenting with different vibrations. So some people might be able to jump. And we have seen that in some old traditions of this world. Indian traditions, Indian communities have jumped from one dimension into another.
North American Indians.
North American Indians, also Central and South Indians. You can see that the Incas also jumped, and some small tribes of Mapuche Indians in the Andes. The Anasazi culture disappeared without leaving any trace. Yeah, there are different tribes and even individuals like shamans that could connect to a different dimension, also jumped. And you can jump with your whole body, your body will disappear completely. Or you can jump with your mind also and be connected to a different dimension, but they still live in this three-dimensional field of perception. Then you can help other people jump. And also, what we prefer is that you transcend all dimensions. So these ones are possibilities inside this dream perception. But of course, you jumped into another or a better dream. That is okay. But why not transcend completely all 9 dimensions? And I know that there are some people out there saying that there are 12, 13, 14 dimensions. And mathematically, you can create any dimension you want. But the dimensions that are active, actually with life in it, are 9 dimensions plus time.
Mikhaiel.
Yes.
And this transference or this transition that we're going through, it mostly has to do with frequency.
Yes.
So
Your frequency is beginning to become higher and higher and higher. And sometimes when frequencies are so strong, they dissolve the physical body and you attain a different body. Can create what you call spontaneous combustion.
okay.
It happened.
Yes, I am.
It happened even with people in Earth, and they are not even aware that this is going to happen to them, and they are not doing any kind of spiritual practice. The wife leaves the husband and their car working, and she comes back and the husband is completely gone. And there is an arm somewhere. It happened.
Okay.
You laugh, but this happened in this world.
I know. It's just funny.
This what happened in that moment. The husband simply connected to a certain vibration that dissolved his body completely. So the scientists in this world had to find a name, and they call it spontaneous combustion. But the husband maybe didn't do any spiritual practices in his lifetime, but maybe in the past he was a very powerful yogi, or somebody that was shaman. And while under the car working, remember this energy he was working with in a past life, and the energy began to move in a very strong way. And the evolution of consciousness took place in that specific moment, dissolving the body completely.
And the akrat, the ego, dissolves at the same time?
Let's say that in the fifth dimension, there is still an akrat in some of the beings. But it's completely different. It's a completely different ego. It's a very fulfilled ego that doesn't want to hurt anybody, doesn't want to be above anybody. Also, is not under anybody else. It's an akrat that believes in equality, and it wants to enjoy 100% a state of ecstasy. So even though this fifth dimensional field of perception in a way reflects his expansive self inside a sort of cocoon, and even though it seemed that this cocoon or this expression of a body, even though it seems that it's disconnected from the rest, because the energy expanding from this cocoon is so powerful and so pervasive, it is connected to all the other beings in that fifth dimensional field of perception. So collectively, they feel ecstasies. But also this ecstasies is, in a way, addictive. So at some point, they also have to transcend these ecstasies to move up either into a different dimension or to transcend all dimensions all together and become pure consciousness. Here is when the drop goes back into the ocean. It is said that you become the ocean. It's not that the ocean becomes you. You dissolve and become who you really are. This amazing, expansive self. This amazing you, I can say.
Mm-hmm.
And even though you thought you were separated, and even though you feel at some point that you're going to disappear, it's normal to feel afraid, you have to realize that this fear comes directly from the Akrat.
Yes.
And the Akrat itself is what keeps you enslaved. The Akrat itself keeps you in fear and in pain. So if you believe you are the Akrat, you believe that you are some kind of dark force and is always going to make you suffer. So slowly your belief system has to change. And you begin to understand that you are not this Akrat. You begin to realize that you are expansive awareness, pure awareness, which manifests this whole reality. An awareness that is always in peace, in profound peace, and expressing unconditional love 24/7.
Mikhaiel,
Yes.
and in this three-dimensional dream that we are living in with the coronavirus and a lot of people asked to stay home, what tools would you guys suggest for the people in their homes to apply practices? Of course that we are looking forward to remain in the present moment, but what tools can be put in place for us to achieve that and make sure that we are aligning our frequencies in this moment?
Okay, yes, tools. Very important. It's a good question. So, the tools they are very simple. Tools are very simple. But the process meditation, it is a meditation in which you realize that you are not the Akrat, that you are not this physical body, but this expansive, that you are this expansive awareness. So whenever you feel any kind of fear, any kind of sadness, any kind of anger, you just feel it in the physical body because it pertains to the physical body. It pertains to this dream world. And you are the only truth here. You are pure truth. You are nothing but truth. Truth. So leave all lies behind. Concentrate in this contraction. Realize that this contraction pertains to the dream world and begin to feel yourself expand behind. Begin to touch with your awareness all these walls from this room, for example, the roof, if you are outside, and begin to touch the trees, or the ocean, whatever you are, begin to use your awareness that goes beyond your physical body to touch the surroundings and begin to feel how the contraction, the little contraction of the crack disappears. So this is one of the best tools. Then if you cannot do that because if you have a lot of thinking, and if the thinking is producing an uncomfortable feeling, then you can just concentrate in the uncomfortable feeling. But sometimes it's so uncomfortable that begins to scare you. And the feeling begins to produce more thoughts. So this other practice is not about the thoughts, it's about changing the thoughts for what you feel. Any kind of contraction of energy in the physical body, you just feel it and let the feelings kill the thoughts. So you don't concentrate on your thoughts any longer, which are producing uncomfortable feelings. So you change the focus of concentration into the feeling itself. This slowly is going to subside if you don't go back into thinking. The other practice, and this practice is more for an active mind, you can simply begin to change the structure of thoughts. Let's say we call it structure because you are building with your thoughts. Since you are a creator, you build certain structures. You build a building of fear. So begin to change your thoughts into a more positive way of thinking. Maybe you can do certain intentions, or you can do affirmations. Even affirmations are better. And it's very, or it is imperative that you use the I word. In Spanish will be the yo word. Okay? And you can begin to say, I am optimistic. I am optimism. And you feel it. I am optimistic. I am optimism. And you do this 3 or 20 times or more. Maybe 21 times. So you are changing the negative mind with this affirmation into a positive mind. You can also smile. I know at the beginning, if you feel bad, the smile may seem a little fake because you don't want to smile. You are naturally like this. So bring your chest up. Do not let your cracked. Make your body do this and this. Always chest up and smile. And slowly, this is going to change. It's going to change your outlook. It's going to change your emotions. The molecular the astral, let's say, molecular structure, even though there are no molecules in the astral, but something similar that is always connected. The astral world and the physical world work together. Like chakras are connected to certain nerve hubs. So slowly you change your posture, and your posture is going to change your cellular memory, the cellular memory of your physical body. So always straight, smile, and begin to practice. I am love. I am peace. I am loving. I am peaceful. And you can say this and repeat this. Always say, I am love and I am loving. I am peace. I am peaceful. Now, also it's very popular to say, I am abundant. I am abundance. You can also say that. The important thing is to change your mind. But slowly, this is going to take you into a more expansive self. And when you begin to feel this expansion and this relaxation, then connect to that. Connect to this gratitude, to this love, to this peace. And everything around you is going to change. The people you are attracting are going to change. I know it's very important in this physical world to be monetarily autonomous. So this is going to change also. Remember, this is just a symptom of something greater happening. So you can focus a little bit on that, on being prosperous, let's say, but then begin to focus on the gratitude when you begin to receive this prosperity from the universe. Then there will be gratitude. And this gratitude is the key, not so much the prosperity. Let the prosperity happen, it's going to happen. But gratitude is going to connect you into a different field of perception. Gratitude is going to take you beyond even all these dimensions. It's going to take you, it's going to make you transcend. Gratitude is going to connect you to this inner force. The inner master is going to connect you to who you really are. And then the one that desires, which is the akrat, is going to disappear. And of course, this force that you are is going to take care of this physical body. As you begin to feel this unity, you can call it God, you can call it your inner self, your inner master, your purity, your essence. When you begin to feel this unity, amazing things are going to happen all around you. And something like the virus will seem so small. So you have the power inside you. So whoever is going to see this video and to listen to this video to the end is going to become empowered. And this is what we want for you. We want your freedom. We don't want your dependence on a system. We want you to be free, to fly free. And if everything in this world connect to this force, if everyone in this world connect to this force, to this expansiveness, to this incredible power, then in this world there wouldn't be viruses or bacteria or anything that could penetrate this powerful aura that you are going to be projecting. The only thing that will come close to this is light, peace, eternal peace, and unconditional love.
Thank you.
I have a question. Hi,
Yes.
Mikhaiel. Before you said that there are some people that can make a jump to the fifth dimensional field of perception and dissolve their bodies, and there are others that can still work from that fifth dimension, still being here in this physical plane, to help others make the jump. Does that mean, or do we make that decision before we came into this body as a contract, or is it something that we can decide now given the moment we're living?
Yes, some people make the decision in another lifetime, and some other people, let's say, do not make the decision, and this can happen spontaneously. There are no rules. You might make the decision in this lifetime to jump, and actually right now it's very easy to make these jumps, to go through these portals. It is very easy. The energy of the world is changing in such a way that is opening portals all over, everywhere. So you could make the decision. However, there is always grace involved in this process. So all you can do is practice. And there are specific practices to jump. First, you have to connect to a fifth dimensional field of perception. Because the practices we are giving you is to transcend all dimensions. But if you, for example, make a sort of a vortex that spins into some kind of a cone, this vortex, which is made of light, especially on the right ear, and it opens here like that, and it goes around yourself, and you begin to listen and connect this cone into the fifth dimension. You can do this mentally, and you begin to let energy from this field enter your physical ear. And of course, this practice, you're not going to find it in what you called internet. So if you begin to connect, then these energies from this fifth dimension are going to go in to your brain. Never do it with the left ear. And slowly change you. Then you can do the same with your eyes. You can make, with both eyes here you can use, the same cones, go like that, like this, with your eyes closed, and begin to imagine some kind of a crystalline universe with light, but it's different of this light. It's like crystalline light that it does not come from a center. So this crystalline light that is all-pervading without a center begins to go into your eyes. It's almost like watery light, similar to water but not water. It won't make you wet. It won't have volume, but it moves like water. So you let this energy come like that into your eyes from the fifth dimension. Slowly, this is going to give you certain visions if you do the practice every day. And you will begin to see certain beings and will begin to connect with certain beings in the fifth dimension if you do this practice correctly. Okay? Let this information, this data, come into your eyes.
Is it like light codes?
It can, yes, you could see certain codes, even certain symbols that will change your personality altogether. This connection with a different dimension is going to change you. Your personality is going to change. Your identity is going to change. And slowly this, at some point, is going to dissolve first your mind, the structures of your thoughts, your fears, all your emotions. And when that is dissolved, you will begin to experience certain ecstasy. And slowly, this is going to begin to dissolve also the molecular conglomerations, physical body, your DNA, etc., etc. And this, with some people, could take a minute, or it could take several years or several lifetimes. So there is not a rule. All depends on your concentration, on how strong your concentration and the type of meditation you do, how strong it is, how one-pointed. Okay?
Thank you.
My sweet child.
Thank you.
You know, we know that you want a teacher, and we are very happy to help you. However, the only and real teacher is this essence that you have inside. Not the craft. The ego has to be recognized all the time. Sometimes it puts a mask And that happens to everyone in this planet. So make sure that you understand what is the essence and what is the akrat. So, to the akrat, turn your face around, okay? And go deep into your essence, into this inner master. Okay? And we can help. You can call us, okay? We'll be with you. Thank you, everybody, and peace be with you.